What up, y'all? Man, I'm back again with another one. I just kind of walked y'all through the plans for the garage, which I think is really important. But I had a meeting this week. I do these clarity meetings. The first meeting I have with new clients or new mentees is a clarity meeting where we just set the stage for what they're going to be, the process that they're going to be transforming their business into. And then kind of where they are before I give them the first homework, which is ultimately go out and create a roadmap of how they view their business and a full product list about the different things that they have. And so in this clarity meeting, what I laid out was one of the main things that was a part of this meeting was there's a podcast platform that I interviewed on. And basically, I had to kind of carve out the way that she could make money with her podcast that isn't what the traditional way is. And so I think the first thing I want to do is give you guys a disclaimer. I do not currently have a podcast. However, I have moved a lot of money through sponsored content. And so I'm about to approach putting on a podcast or multiple podcasts myself, but I'm not going for the traditional, let me get a DraftKings sponsorship deal. I'm coming out the gate sponsored for day one. This ain't no AI strategy. This is a real strategy that I'm going to execute that I gave her. And then I painted a picture about how it could make sense and how she could easily get to, $2,500 a month off the podcast plus whatever else we can build. We should be able to get to maybe even $10,000 a month with 12 different clients because we put a real strategy behind the podcast, right? And so I got real notes that I'm going to go over with you guys real quick on how I would monetize today, currently coming out the gate with absolutely zero podcasts, zero followers with this zero YouTube channel. I use my personal content so far, my personal Instagram, to tell people what it is that I do, and have already landed clients and different things for multiple businesses in the nature of changing my messaging alone. I went from t-shirt guy to now marketing guy in a matter of we are literally 2.5 months into this year. So way or strategy number one is to charge the guests. Now, you don't charge all of the guests. You use your platform as a way to talk to people that you want to pick their brain. You want to have conversation with. You admire their perspective, whatever the form of whatever your content is about. You want to go and use your platform to go get the best of the best in that industry, whether that's in sports, whether that's in business, whatever it may be in, pickleball, I don't know. Whatever you're talking about, go get the best of the best, right? Go get the people who own the teams, go get Gary Vee, go get whoever you can talk to that have a prominent voice inside the platform. You're going to lend from their ability to leverage other people who want to be in the same position. Now, what happens? The first goal starting out should be that you just charge the guests for being on a podcast. So the people you reach out to, maybe you don't charge, right? The people that reach out to you to be a guest, like I did, reached out to her and wanted to be on her podcast, then you charge the people who want to sit down on the couch. Now, what you got to understand is you got to change how you explain value when it comes to what you do. The first thing that I wanted from her, me doing everything on my cell phone, was I wanted polished content. Yo, I need to change the look on myself. I need to rebrand myself. The first thing I want is people to see me as an authority figure. I need polished content from you. I don't care about your following. I just want to change my messaging. So the first thing that you're offering them is for them to sit down and have a polished version of themselves where they're positioned as an authority figure. Now, what a lot of people do when they go to podcasts is they just expect the interviewer, who may do some homework, to ask them questions that they want to know. When I sit down on a podcast, I am trying to get my talking points out. So me as a podcast host now is going to explain to them, look, what is it that you want to get off? Think of yourself as a music artist when their album's about to drop. They're going to sit down with a very specific strategy to sell this album. This person should be sitting in front of me like, look, we're going to give you this content. We're going to do these questions. I've got my questions. You're going to have your questions. But ultimately, my goal is to get you more business or more, whatever it is that that person may want from the transaction. I want you to be seen in that light. For me, it was to be positioned as an authority figure. I didn't care about her reach at the point because I already have an audience, right? I've already built a YouTube channel with over 100,000 subscribers, right? Cool. So the next thing that you're able to, yo! My bad. So the next thing that you're able to do from there is be able to offer, look, we're going to give you long form clips and short form clips, meaning we're going to sit down and talk for an hour, however long, 30 minutes, however long the podcast is. I'm going to give you them 5-minute clips that may be more authority building that people can really get your perspective on. But I'm also going to give you short form clips so that you can, share out quick little thoughts on the Instagram platform. Now with Instagram going to 3 minutes, so that's the vertical versus horizontal. YouTube and Instagram, we're going to get you out there as an authority figure through these clips. And then ultimately, we're going to collaborate on posts. Now, if I have a bigger platform, this being the standard is going to give them more exposure to my audience. Now, if I have a smaller platform, this is going to lend my platform to their audience. And so keeping in mind that this whole ecosystem needs to work together. So the first thing I would do is I would come up with a plan and strategy to charge guests. How much? I think starting out, what I suggest to her is $500. That means if you can do 4 interviews at $500 a month, or $500, that's $2,000 right there. You good to go, right? And so that was the first thing. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to promote businesses, right? First, I'm going to promote my own businesses. What things I'm going to throw a shirt commercial in there. I'm going to play with these little different antics. Before you can expect somebody to want to be sponsored, you should probably put some stuff in there to show them what the sponsorship could look like inside your content. So if you got your own business, just promote it. Now, everybody's going to lean into merch. Merch should be a part of the equation 1,000%, right? However, outside of merch, you got to look at what business can you create or business do you have around it. I don't care if you got a cleaning company, whatever it may be, I'm going to insert that. And I'm going to also position that in a way where it's a natural read. I can make an actual commercial. I can do an actual read, or I can subliminally blend it in with the conversation and say, oh yeah, if you need a website, check out Funnel Control. You know what I mean? Like, how hard was it for you to build that first version of your website? Did you have graphic designers and web designers disappear on you? I can frame it into a question in a way that is subliminal. Oh man, this person needed a website. Stan saying Funnel Control is the easy way to do it. Cool, right? Now that's a business that I got around what it is that I'm doing in the process. And there's a lot of different businesses that you can white label. And you can create a real business around the content that you're doing. So use that first. The second thing you can do is you can use other local businesses or your friends' businesses to do 2 things. You can flat out charge $250, charge $100 an episode, but you got to do 5 episode minimum, right? And you can charge businesses coming out the gate once they see, when they start to reach out to you, what do? You reel them in and say, yeah, hey, normally each slide is $100 minimum, whatever you want to do. I'm going to give you a deal. I'm going to give you 5 episodes for $250 off this first run. I want you to get this, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. And in order for me to do that, can I get a percentage of the sales that I send you? Can we set it up in this different way? Whatever it is that you can do to get a referral, that's what we call affiliate income. You can do that with local businesses. You can work it out. Now, at the end of this, if it don't go too long, if we don't hit 15 minutes, I think I got a couple more points. I'm gonna give y'all guys the ultimate way that one of my boys just went from charging 250 to 500 videos to charging $8,000 and $250 or something like that for 3 videos, short form for some business. Anyway, all right. So we got friends, businesses, charge a fee, create commercials, natural reads. Get a referral fee. The last thing is you got to understand that being a podcast operator, you are a marketer. If you can start, and this is perfect for my ending clip, you can start to position yourself as a marketer. You got all the tools around you. You got the video person, you got the engineer, you probably got the person clipping the content, even if it's you or you going overseas. So all of these things allowed you to build up a service. And if you really start to look at marketing and how this person, what is this person trying to accomplish and how can I get there? What are the steps? So I like to think of my year in quarters. Quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four. What's going to be the transformation that you're going to be at or with inside within the realm that we're talking about? Business, sports. Like, what are you working on over the next 12 months? All right, well, let's check back in. Check back in comes with a fee. All right, so you can get somebody to come back quarterly or monthly and pay you because you can start to position yourself as marketing their story, marketing their business. It's the same exact thing because so many people struggle to get their message, their word out because they can't sit down like I'm doing right now and talk to the camera. Everybody's not made out to be doing this. I got my daughter over here, got the kids banging. This is just the flow of what happens, and not everybody's comfortable enough to do that. So sitting on the couch is where I like to start, and I seen this from my girlfriend's business. I couldn't get her to talk about her business. She sat on the women's panel, and a girl interviewed her, and I'm like, yo, y'all need to do this regularly. This is the new formula for getting somebody who's not comfortable to be comfortable because I seen it. Now we just get you guys to have a comfortable conversation on camera and we focus in on the talking points, which I talked about earlier, and the clips. I am the blueprint. You can go to my Instagram, First State Stand on Instagram, and see the clips that is going into what I'm doing. You'll see me. Actually, I got this shirt on in that interview. And I'm sitting there having a conversation about the things that I'm about to do and how I got a plan for the year. Creating that for your guests is a value. And now you can say, look, okay, now each person is paying you X amount a year. They're paying you $500 a quarter. That's $2,000 a year that they're going to pay you. Now you just go find a few more guests. But I got one more for you guys, which goes back to the original thing of what people struggle with, the rebrand process, the messaging process, which you can do. And this is what I suggest to her is like, yo, you can actually charge for a media day, right? Not only are you going to get this podcast interview, I'm going to give you a full media day. That's a podcast. That is a photo shoot. That is also a clip session where we get some clips out of you, behind the scenes footage. And you can invite your entire team to be a process. And that day now might go from being a $500 sit down for a podcast to a $2,500 day that you can have somebody come back monthly or quarterly for now. And what I like to do is build a $10,000 customer. Let me get people that are going to spend $10,000 with me. It's not to say I'm not going to take other revenue, but I want to focus in on the few and not more. And that's a lesson that I took from my guy, Lee Blue, one of my mentors in the web design space. And so I took that from there. So this is a way to maximize your podcast starting out the gate, okay? And I'm going to use this as a blueprint for what I'm going to show you guys. And I'm saying this because I'm also trying to start another podcast with another homegirl of mine, because I need for my mentees and people that I'm marketing to go on this circuit run, because 3 or 4 interviews with 3 or 4 different people saying the same thing 4 times from different questions and forms, because we're strategically about what we want to get off, but not necessarily telling the interviewer what to ask. So everybody's going to ask it in a different way. And now we can use those clips to actually do marketing when it comes back to personal brand or business or whatever the case is. So these are plays that I'm running currently right now in the marketing space. These are the same types of plays that I run in the corporate space. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe, lock in right here, your boy 7 Figure Stan, and follow me on Instagram, First State Stan. For business owners out there, when you get stuck, I'm the people. Let me start that over. When business owners get stuck, they call me. I help them get unstuck and add the next 0 to their revenue column. I'm your boy, First State 7 Figure Stan. Peace. Remember, everybody needs to stand. Peace.